As negotiators inch closer to a long-awaited EU-India free trade agreement, the deal is being framed in predictable ways, as a win for supply chain resilience, a hedge against China, and a symbol of values-based economic partnership. All of that is true, but it misses the larger, more interesting story. This agreement, if it materializes, will be less about tariffs and more about whether two complex democracies can cooperate in a world increasingly addicted to economic tantrums masquerading as policy. For India, the stakes are clear. The European Union is already one of its largest trading partners, and a comprehensive deal could unlock deeper access to high-value markets, especially in services, green technology, and advanced manufacturing. Brussels, for its part, is keen to diversify supply chains beyond China while locking India into higher labor, environmental, and digital standards. On paper, this looks like a classic win-win, the kind of deal that economics professors love and populists instinctively distrust. Yet the path has been anything but smooth. Agriculture remains a landmine, with European farmers fearing Indian competition and Indian policymakers wary of being boxed into restrictive sustainability clauses. Data governance and investment protection are also sticking points. The EU's fondness for regulatory detail often collides with India's pragmatic, sometimes improvisational approach to policymaking. Negotiating this deal is less like drafting a contract and more like choreographing a dance between a rulebook and a raga. Still, the larger geopolitical context makes compromise more likely than failure. The war in Ukraine has reminded Europe of its strategic vulnerabilities, while India's quest to become a manufacturing hub has gained urgency amid global decoupling. The deal is therefore not just commercial. It is a bet on interdependence in an era when many leaders seem to believe that autarky is a virtue rather than a fantasy. Which brings us, inevitably, to the specter of Donald Trump, or rather, to the style of politics he normalized. While Brussels and New Delhi painstakingly negotiate market access schedules and environmental carve-outs, one can almost imagine Trump somewhere tweeting that trade deficits are robbery, that tariffs are beautiful, and that allies are freeloaders. His worldview treats global trade like a WWE match. Winner takes all, crowd jeers, and the referee is optional. The EU-India deal is the opposite. Boring, bureaucratic, incremental, and therefore profoundly important. Critics will argue that such agreements entrench corporate power and hollow out domestic industries. That critique deserves serious engagement. Trade deals can exacerbate inequality if not accompanied by strong social policy. But rejecting integration outright is not a solution. It is an abdication of responsibility. The challenge is to shape globalization, not to retreat from it. If finalized, the EU-India agreement could signal that large, pluralistic societies still believe in cooperation over coercion, negotiation over bluster, and mutual gain over zero-sum theatrics. In a world where some leaders treat trade like a reality TV feud, that quiet seriousness might be the most radical statement of all. The deal will not solve climate change, erase geopolitical tensions, or magically turn India into a high-income economy. But it could nudge the world toward a more predictable, rules-based economic order, one that values interdependence rather than chest-thumping nationalism. And that, in an age of performative populism, is no small achievement.